We're going to try once again to see if we can get the Red Cross on this stream just to kind of talk about the response that they have had out in western Nebraska. So joining me now is Joshua Murray with the Red Cross. How's it going?
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Good. We can hear you. We've had quite a few technical difficulties here over on this streaming desk, but we punched some different buttons and now we've got you up. So tell us a little bit about the American Red Cross's response out in western Nebraska with these wildfires.
Yeah, so we've had people on the ground since late last week when the wildfires first kind of picked up a little bit. We've got about at least 24 volunteers in the area at this point, along with some others helping from afar, virtually supporting in different ways there. And there's really two different facets that we're looking at here. One is providing shelter for those who maybe have been displaced from their home or had to evacuate. We have shelter in Brady right now that is open and continues to support people, some overnight, but also some who just come during the day who looking for some food, some supplies, things like that they can pick up. The other side of our response is supporting the firefighters, supporting the respite center that's in North Platte, giving them some food, a place to rest, opportunity for a shower, things like that we're doing there too. So kind of two facets that we're supporting as these wildfires continue.
Mm-hmm. And so do you have any rough estimates of how many people the Red Cross has helped so far, or is that, everything's kind of maybe chaotic out there?
It's kind of hard to say because some people maybe are just coming in for so maybe there's some cleanup kits and things like that. We're able to provide us some hygiene kits. People who maybe had to evacuate but didn't have opportunity to grab all that. So there's kind of those people too that are coming in and out. As far as sheltering, we haven't had a lot of people who are needed actually overnight sheltering. A lot of people have found somewhere else to go. They have a family, they have other places to stay in the area. But we do see people coming in and out throughout the days. And especially in the initial few days when people just need to evacuate to see if they needed to stay away from their home or not, they were coming to us for support at that point.
Mm-hmm. And so what kind of roles are the volunteers performing out there in these wildlife relief efforts?
So first of all, we're going to make sure that we give them a place to stay, a warm place to stay, roof over their head, give them some meals, snacks, water, things like that. We're also providing relief supplies, things like that. They might, if they got a bunch of stuff, they need a tote to put it in. They need some storage containers, things like that are available. What we will do in the long run is we're going to work with each individual who's been affected and set up what we call recovery plans. So an opportunity for us to look at what your individual needs are. Do you need help with insurance stuff? Do you help with storage? Do you help finding a new home or a temporary place to stay? Do you have some medication that you didn't be able to get when you left that you need help replace? There's all sorts of different needs and everyone has their own needs. So we'll try to address those in each individual needs and see if there's something that we can help with, or do we refer you to other agencies and partners that we know who can best refer you. So it'll be really a long-term thing, not only this week, but weeks, months, and even years ahead in some cases that we will continue to help and support.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, as you mentioned, there's all kinds of needs out there. And do you have any specifics on supporting people with like special needs or such as the elderly out there? We know that one elderly woman did lose her life trying to escape from this fire. Are there any certain assistance that you're providing for those with special needs?
We are able to do that, whether it's, elderly or it's special needs or it's young kids, young families. We have, opportunities, availabilities to support all of those needs. And again, there's certain health things that we can help address. If we can't address it, we can definitely get you that help. But we have nurses who are part of our team too, who can kind of help with some of those things too. We also have people who can help with emotional support stuff too. This is a tough time for all these people. They've been displaced from their home. They don't know when or if they're going to go back. And so we have people who can support in that way too, especially those who maybe have young families and dealing with that. How do you talk to your kids and work with your kids on that and kind of discuss what's happening and what might happen going forward. So we've got people, on our team who are able to support in that way as well.
Absolutely. And so we've heard some officials say that monetary donations are the best way to help out right now. But what's the best way for to give help to the Red Cross? Is it monetary donations, or maybe is it like specific items and things like that?
It really is the monetary donation. The reason why is, as I mentioned earlier, everyone has their own individual needs. They're different from family to family, from individual to individual. So The monetary allows us to be flexible with addressing those needs. So if somebody needs storage units, we're able to use those funds to provide that. If someone needs just a place to stay, or they're going to help with temporary housing, we can provide funds to do that. If someone needs help with whatever else they might have that they're dealing with right now, the monetary funds give us the opportunity to be flexible with how we use those and hit the right thing. People want to bring in stuff, and we get that. They want to. So people in our state are so gracious, but they want to bring some stuff, bring some clothing or some cleanup stuff or hygiene kits. Not everybody needs it. So then we have this backlog of clothing stuff that now we have to work through and decide what we're going to do with that. Meanwhile, someone else who does have a need, we're not able to address that because we're working with this and trying to get through that. So that's why the monetary needs are the most useful, now is to be the most flexible.
Mm-hmm. Is there a link, or how should people send those monetary donations to the Red Cross?
A couple easy ways. First is redcross.org, and you can hit the donate tab, and it allows you to donate. We suggest donate to disaster relief. That supports our relief efforts in disasters such as this. Or you can call 1-800-RED-CROSS. There's also an option there to donate and provide information there to do that. So easy ways to do it. And we do say, every dollar makes a difference. Every dollar can make a difference. So some people think, I can't give a large amount. Any dollar makes a real difference so we can help our people who are in need right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And so how has the Red Cross been coordinating with some of the local fire departments and fire crews out there, even the National Guard for these relief efforts?
Yeah, definitely. We have relationships with our fire department, first responders, officials across the state already in place. So when something like this happens, we're able to coordinate easily with them, ask them what their needs are, ask them what they're seeing in different communities and how they're affected. We're talking to emergency managers in different counties and what are they seeing in their counties, what's the need that they have. We have people at the State Emergency Operations Center to be communicating with all the National Guard, as you mentioned, some of the other agencies that are helping coordinate the response efforts there, see what they're seeing, what they need. We're also sharing what we're seeing, what we're hearing from people who are coming to visit us, so maybe we can help with them with whatever support they're doing. So it's definitely a team effort here. This is not just one agency or a couple agencies, several agencies, whether it's nonprofit agencies, several local organizations that are doing a wonderful job supporting their community as well. And we're happy to be one of those that is part of that support for the people who are going through tough times right now.
Absolutely. Collaboration is a big key. So what advice does the Red Cross have for people who are evacuating or maybe living near these fire zones?
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, listen to the local officials when they tell you to evacuate. That's a serious thing. So definitely listen to this. We have opportunities to help you if you need that. If you are someone who's been impacted, you can also call 1-800-RED-CROSS as an opportunity to find out how you can get help, whether it's a shelter in your area. If there's not a shelter, we'll connect with someone who will be able to find you maybe that accommodation or housing that you might need, and make sure your needs are addressed too. But first and foremost, just listen to those local first responders, officials, when they tell you to evacuate, because it's a serious thing. We want you to be safe, and we're going to be here to try to help you through the next few days, weeks, and really into the future.
Absolutely. And so I know you had touched on this a little bit earlier here in our interview, but I want to bring it up again about the mental health aspect of this. Can you talk again about how the Red Cross is supporting the mental health of these evacuees and just the emotional well-being of them as well?
Yeah, we have a segment of our volunteer base that are mental health experts, mental health professionals who work in this space all the time. So whether it's any type of disaster that we respond to, that is part of the services we provide. So they'll be at our shelters. We'll connect to others who maybe don't come to our shelters, but we've connected with and know that they need support, and just opportunities to talk. They've got coping tips and mechanisms to help families and individuals through this. They've got, they just have listening here. They provide that hope, help talk you through that, and be there for you. That's the biggest thing. A lot of times, we see the things that the Red Cross offers is that the food and the supplies and the shelter and those things. But a lot of times what our volunteers give that are most appreciated is that arm around the shoulder. It's going to be okay. We're going to help you through that. Give you a little hope that there is going to be an end to this. There's going to be a positive ending to this, and we're going to be there with you throughout the way. So that's a lot of times what our volunteers are best at is being that companion, being that support system for these people. We know this is probably their worst week of their lives right now. They maybe have lost homes and so many possessions that go with that. They're scared. They're unsure what the future holds. And we just want to be there to support.
Yeah, definitely an very important part of the response to this, aside from all the monetary donations and just everything like that. So just the well-being and support for those affected is, I'm sure, truly appreciated as well. Josh, is there anything else that you want to add about the Red Cross's response out in Western Nebraska?
No, just say, we got a lot of people who also want to volunteer during this time. And while maybe if you volunteered now, if you join an organization now, you wouldn't be able to help this time because there's some training that goes along with getting you up to speed to be able to do it. But if anyone is interested in volunteering, definitely go to redcross.org, learn how to volunteer. So next time something like this happens or any type of disaster happens, you're ready to help. You're ready to step in and be one of those people who are providing that support for our neighbors who are in need right now.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much for hopping on the call here this afternoon.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great afternoon. That was, again, Josh Murray with the Red Cross, just talking about their response to the Nebraska wildfires. And